Pretty active weather pattern today to talk about. A lot to talk about out there, so let's get right to it. We're starting to see some cooler temperatures moving into the northernmost section of our viewing area in places like Tappahannock, down in the 40s now. We're at 50 on the dot in Tangier Island. Elsewhere, we're still seeing those middle 50s and even low 60s in places like Manio, so not too bad for most of us right now. Now, of course, after that cold front continues to push through, we're left with some much cooler air behind it. So we see that pretty drastic drop between the 9 and 10 o'clock hour, and most of the day is going to be spent in the 40s, and it's going to get cooler throughout the day instead of getting warmer like we typically see. It's also going to be very breezy behind that front. So right now, winds aren't too bad. They're pretty calm for most of us. But right after that front does pass, our winds shift from a more northerly direction, and we start to see gusts up to 30 miles per hour. So it is going to be cold, windy, rainy, just not a pleasant day to be outside at all. Radar showing some heavy rain moving through parts of northeastern North Carolina. And along the south side too, mostly close to the coastline. The rest of us mainly seeing light to moderate rain. The heaviest rain is right now. So this is right along that frontal boundary. And as that continues to push off the coast, we'll be left with some lighter rain throughout the day, but it will be pretty continuous. We won't see too many breaks, although we could see a couple of occasional breaks here and there. As far as rain totals, to the north, we're seeing less rain, so not even a quarter of an inch in Tappahannock, but farther to the south, places like Elizabeth City and Edenton that are seeing that heavy rain right now, possibly over 2 inches of rain, and then the rest of us somewhere in the middle. But my point is a good chunk of a good bit of rain, I should say, behind that cold front. So here it is right here. That's going to continue to push offshore, leaving behind some chilly weather for us and a lot more rain to come. This is a look at 11 o'clock this morning. That's when we start to see that first push of some really cold air. And even when that cold front is well offshore, we have another system riding right up along the coastline. That's going to keep the chances of precipitation in the mix. I say precipitation because some of that rain could fall as wintry like weather. We can see that here with some of those blues. So even if we see a little bit of snow, though, keep in mind it's not really going to cause too many impacts to us. The weather, or excuse me, the ground is a little bit too warm for that, and because of all the rain that we're seeing, it's going to be a little bit too wet also to stick. So today's high temperature is 58 degrees. We've already seen that, and we're on the downhill side of that. It's only going to get cooler, as I mentioned. Most of the day is going to be spent in the 40s. Again, we do have that wintry mix possible, and winds will be a bit breezy. Then tonight, temperatures will drop to the middle 30s, unseasonably cold. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, but still unseasonably cold for this time of the year. And then throughout the week, temperatures start to get a little bit warmer, very slow to warm up, and we stay below the seasonal average of 65 degrees most of the week.